everybody, and welcome to Octopunk Weekly update for the week of May 3rd. Yeah, we got some new lo-fi background music because we're just vibing today. I figured I'd try it out because I was too lazy to switch between my normal music and this while it was going on in the background. I've got it at a decent volume, I think, right now, but let me know if it is too loud or if I'm too loud or whatever. It's going to be a pretty chill day today. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. We do Fame Fatale in 2 days. We shoot that movie. So, things are a little hectic, but I did want to do an opwu this week even still. I wanted to make sure that I could tell y'all all about the Patreon rewards that are coming to Patreon in this May. So all the new designs, particularly because we've introduced some new mailing benefits and stuff that all have designs on their own. So that's what today's opwu will be about. Also, oh my gosh, we're already in a level 3 hype train with subscriptions from Dilger, Moody Barton resubscribing, giving out a gift sub, Mace subscribing 1 year, oh my goodness. We got Dom Larry's and Book Trout and ads, really? In my lo-fi music, really? While I'm doing my hype train, really? Fine. Back to the vibes. All right. It's so hard to find lo-fi tracks that don't have ads in the middle of them. All right, who did I miss? Oh my goodness, so many gift subs. Just in that time, right in front of my salad, right in front of my stream. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we got gift subs from Piccalilly and Jay and Will. Arden, oh my god, 1 year anniversary of Arden's subscription. What else we got? We got the raid for Bakasara, thank you for that. Neb, I just saw you follow me. That's funny. Neb and I were experimenting with some stuff earlier this week, features in the chat and everything, and we were experimenting in each other's chats, and I guess she had to unfollow me in order to do it. So Nebulous Dream, thank you for following me after 2 years of being my mod. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, wow, level 5 hype train, 23% of the way there, 4 minutes. We might get to it. It's becoming a bit of a trend, goodness. So, I'll get into Patreon. So, for those of you who were not here last week, we had a pretty big announcement, an overhaul of Patreon, and overhaul is, a kind of a light term because it's not like I changed any of the tier prices or anything like that. It still is very much the same system that it was before, but most of the tiers get more benefits now. And in the case of the $5 tier, they get a little bit something different. $5 will no longer get early access to weekly videos. I'm not going to do weekly videos anymore, particularly because I'm so between projects right now and there's just kind of nothing to make. But I decided that if I wanted to bring you behind the scenes of what I'm doing, I can do live streams that are basically work in progress live streams to include everybody in and have you ask questions while I do post-production on the things that I'm actually building right now. So we'll get to that in a bit, but the other things are stickers for $10, posters, 8x10 posters for $25, and then $50 now has the option between the call and getting a Polaroid and thank you note every month. So, Mom just saying, Michelle got her haircut. Yeah, that's also a thing. Finally, I was fully vaccinated on Tuesday, so that was the first thing I did, was I got 12 inches of hair cut off, and it is great. It's a little subtle because my shirt's so dark, but you can kind of see it. It's not very styled. I still haven't figured out what to do with it yet. It never looks as good when you're at home as it does when you come out of the salon. All right, so what's coming to Patreon? So this week we're going to do some Detroit Evolution set picks for $1 patrons. That's going to be our Wednesday $1 update. Seems like behind the scenes set picks are pretty popular, so I've still got a ton of them from DE that I haven't shared yet, so we'll keep those rolling out. And next week, I probably will not be doing opwu next week because I'll be coming off 3 days on set and 2 days at Atomicon. I'll be exhausted, and I don't really have anything to really announce next Monday, so I think I'm going to take next Monday off and then return the week after that. And in 2 weeks from now, that opwu 2 weeks from now, you'll learn a lot about the Detroit Reawakening crowdfunding campaign, and we'll dive headfirst into that. So for next week on Patreon, I'll do more Detroit Evolution set picks. I'll post our digital wallpapers for $5 and up. And $5 and up will also get that first monthly live stream. I'm going to do live post-production on What a Beautiful Wedding. So that'll be pretty cool. You'll actually get to see me bring all the footage. I haven't touched it yet. I barely brought it into Premiere. So it's going to be early development on the post-production of What a Beautiful Wedding. So essentially, you'll be with me as I sort of sort the footage, go through it. There's some things that I will not show you for spoiler reasons, but we might work on the opening shot. We might work on the opening moment of the movie because there's some interesting footage there, and I might have to pull some interesting editing tricks in order to make it work. So it's just going to be an hour-long stream, your first look at What a Beautiful Wedding for $5 and up patrons. So that'll be fun to dive into that. And then the second live stream will be later in the month, and we'll announce that on the OPWU that's coming up in 2 weeks. As far as our monthly postcard goes, spoilers. Actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and show you this. I'll show you the sticker. So, this is actually the monthly sticker. Did you know that this is the 5-year anniversary, May 2021, of essentially Octopunk? I made my first modern, era film, The Devil's Advocate, 5 years ago. It's how I met Kathleen O'Shaughnessy and Michael James Daly, who I'm making Femme Fatale with this week. And I'm also pretty sure that on the set of either Devil's Advocate or maybe Live Scream, Mike Daly actually told me about the idea for Femme Fatale. So it's cool to actually be able to manifest that with him this week. He was one of the first people I met in the Charleston film community, so I'm really happy to still be making stuff with him and really centering him in our next project. So that being said, it's basically Birth Iggy. So this month's die cut sticker for $10 and up patrons is a 5-year birthday Iggy. This will go out to all $10 and up patrons. Did I say 5? I meant 10. $10 and up patrons along with their postcard at the end of May. So if you're a $10 and up patron, you'll automatically get this. I'm going to try to figure out how to make them. Hopefully they will be vinyl. If not, they will at the very least still be die cuts. Her birthday Iggy Biggie. 5 years already. Happy birthday, Octopunk Media. Yeah, so technically Octopunk Media is an entity, is only 3 years old. That's the age of the brand, and when Iggy was born was like 2018. But I do consider Devil's Advocate, Ohm, and Psychoacoustics to be under Octopunk Media just because that is my modern era of filmmaking. And I have ads in my stream again. I don't care about mimosas. It's just so jarring. It's like when you're driving and your GPS interrupts a dope song. All right, so yeah, that's the monthly sticker. As far as the other thing that the $10 patrons get, you get a signed postcard from one of our collaborators as usual. And this month, I'm really proud of this postcard. It's really cute. Can anyone guess who this might be for? Probably not, because this person has just now started really working with us for What a Beautiful Wedding and Femme Fatale. This is the postcard of Hannah Hodamaki, who is our costume designer. Yeah, Whaley guessed. Whaley was the person who introduced me to Hannah a couple years ago. And fun trivia fact about Hannah, she loves cats, which is why she asked for cats to be in her design, and she is our costume designer, so I figured putting kitties in, costume stuff would be appropriate. But her sister is Gavin's cat mom from Detroit Awakening. So Hannah hooked me up with her sister. We shot Detroit Awakening in her sister's apartment with her sister's cats. So Hannah is the aunt of Gavin's cats. She's the cat aunt. So yeah, the world is too small. It's not really a small world when you're just a bunch of filmmakers in a small town bartering favors off of each other. But I'm glad to actually been able to get to utilize Hannah's actual skills as a costumer on What a Beautiful Wedding and Femme Fatale, particularly What a Beautiful Wedding. She did some incredible historic period piece costumes. I will undoubtedly pull her onto Patreon for an interview live stream for one of our live streams sometime this summer, because I really want to do a deep dive into how she did the costumes for both films. So you'll get to know her a little bit more this summer, but for now you can have her autograph for $10 and up. And then finally, we've got the poster design. $25 and up patrons will get a 8x10 poster. My mother advised me to do 8x10s instead of 11x14s, and I actually do agree with her, because you could put them in sheet protectors and actually put them in a binder, so that if you don't have wall space, you can actually put them in a nice binder a lot easier if they're 8x10s. So for scrapbooking reasons and for storage reasons, I decided 8x10 was valid. And so we're going to do that. And also, $5 and up patrons get digital wallpapers for mobile and desktop versions of the same design. So if you want the digital version, $5, and if you want an actual physical print, that is $25, in addition to the benefits you're already getting. So this month's design, again, honors the 5-year anniversary of Octopunk. I decided to go with like a little pop art sort of design, some halftone Andy Warhol stuff. This is the design that honors all 8 of my films to date, because yeah, there's been 8 of them, starting with Devil's Advocate all the way through Femme Fatale. Of course, we've got Ohm, Psychoacoustic, Live Scream, Detroit Awakening, Seven Deadly Sins, and Detroit Evolution represented here. Will says, ooh, instant frame. Yeah, I hope that some people actually like to put it on their wall. I think I'm designing it with that in mind. So yeah. And yeah, like I said, all the $5 and up patrons still get a digital version of this if you want to put it on your cell phone wallpaper or your desktop. I'll be adapting this for both of those aspect ratios. So it won't be exactly this design. It will be made with those aspect ratios in mind, custom. So yeah. Like I said, I'm shooting Femme Fatale this week. In 2 days, we're going to be doing a 3-day shoot. Some long days ahead. We've got a lot of coverage. The script, after some revisions that I did sort of last minute on the ending, ended up being 19 pages, which is really long for a short film, particularly because 10 or 11 of those pages are shot on Friday alone. So yeah, it's going to be brutal, but I have a very good team, and I think that we've prepared as much as we possibly can for it. I'm not feeling too stressed about things going wrong. I think we have everything we need. I think the actors are going to be on book. I don't think there's very much risk in terms of like losing locations or anything like that. It's a pretty easy shoot, but Friday is going to be tough. We just got to really stay focused and grind through the footage as much as we can, because we just have a lot of shots and a lot of coverage to do. And also, I think we're just going to have to take a deep breath and accept that there's going to be a couple pretty long days. But if we can do that, we will be we'll be on track, and I know that we're going to have a great film for you at the end of the week with the revisions, which were suggested to me in a conversation with MJ Slide, and I really liked them, and I gave them to Daly, and he liked them too. I really think it elevated the film. I think that this is going to be a really special movie. And, you know, it came from something that was just a sort of bitter experience that he had at a panel, and you know, revenge fantasy of sorts of that, into being this wildly meta, like, call out of a lot of toxic things in our industry. It's triumphant. It's about community. I think that it's going to play really well to film people, but hopefully beyond as well. So, yeah. Thank you all for supporting me, and also for coming to Opwu and hanging out with me today. Like I said, in 2 weeks, we will have another Opwu, and that will be the Opwu where we'll probably go over all the Detroit Reawakening crowdfunding stuff, what we're going to do for that, when it starts, all the benefits, what are the stretch goals, all that sort of stuff. So just wait 2 more weeks, and we'll be able to do that. It's going to be a really fun stream. There's going to be a lot of hype and a lot of cool things to talk about, because I've decided what some of our stretch goals are going to be, and one of them I sort of already talked about, you know, out the corner of my mouth on Twitter in terms of like live events, but the other one I haven't told anybody about, and I'm really excited to actually verbalize it. And I don't know if we'll get there, but I at least want to put it out there as a goal, and you know, we can try and make it happen. Because for a long time I thought about, you know, stretch goals in terms of like, okay, if we raise more budget, we'll make like more movies or whatever. And I decided to go in a different direction, and actually do things that y'all have asked for in the past, and try to incorporate more things that have been asked of us specifically that might not even necessarily be films. And of course, we end on a Hobby Lobby ad. Fuck your Christo-fascist bullshit, Hobby Lobby. Get out of here. All right. That's all for today. I'll see you in 2 weeks. You probably won't see much of me this week because I'm going to be in a set pit. If you've ordered merch up to this point, it has shipped. If you've ordered Patreon stuff for April, it has shipped. And then anybody who's ordering merch this week, God bless you. Hopefully it'll be out Sunday or Monday of next week. I'll try to remember to get more stamps and have that so I can actually ship them. At least with Monday next week, I don't have Opwoo, so I can use that to go to the post office and ship your stuff instead. But anyway, as always, stay great, hydrate, have a happy time zone, and scram!